50% chance? I mean, we can do it anyways. There's no harm in shooting. Hit one, miss one.
Taking the shot.
Oh! No! Contact the rimward frontier. Alright, everybody. Gather round. After our last talk, I bit the bullet and started fishing around for uncertified contracts. And I repeat, I might have caught us something. Who's the client? Unknown. She didn't ID herself in the message, but she claims to be a member of the Canopian elite. She says she's got a big job lined up, and she wants us for it. Us, specifically. She called out the commander by name. Canopian. This is one of the factions, the Magistria Canopus. We'll be dealing with them later on, I believe. How would she even know about us in the first place? It isn't like we're drowning in publicity out here. Yeah, I know I haven't greeted everybody, but it's very sudden. Like, this cutscene occurs pretty much immediately after I finished a random mission. So, let's get through this first. Good question, and I'm betting we don't have an answer. You're certain this client isn't really a bounty hunter? Because I could list off about 5 different banks that'd love to repossess the ship. We're shopping for uncertified contracts behind the review board's back, Yang. Hell no, I'm not certain. But for what it's worth, I can confirm that she's rich. She reached out to us with a priority HPG message. Those things ain't cheap. First, we have the review board. Mercenary Review Board. Founded in 2789, the Mercenary Review Board, or MRB for short, serves as an impartial broker of mercenary contracts. The MRB is overseen by Comstar, a communications giant that is famous for its neutrality. An essential component of modern military culture, the MRB ensures an even playing field between mercenary company and their employers, and it is quick to arbitrate any breach of contract. HPG, Hyperpulse Generator. The Hyperpulse Generator, or HPG, is a device capable of sending terabytes of uncompressed or of compressed information from one point to another at faster than light speeds. All modern HPG arrays are owned and operated by Comstar. Comstar is this weird, super secretive organization that's like a religious technocracy, and they know a lot about Starlead tech. We're going to use my origin and bankruptcy. We're hovering way too close to bankruptcy for comfort, Yang. This looks like it could be a way out. The commander's right. We're hemorrhaging C-bills out here. It's worth the risk. I mean, what's the worst that could happen? C-bills. The standard galactic unit of currency, named for Comstar. One C-bill is valued at 1 millisecond of HPG transmission time. No, I didn't know that. C-bills, yes, Comstar bills. Interesting that money is often backed by gold, but in this case it's backed by the amount of time you can upload to an HPG and send out a message, which makes sense considering that everyone is reliant on HPG for communicating. Our new client vents us out the airlock, and our corpses spend the rest of forever tumbling through the icy vastness of space. Thanks for the delightful image, Yang. Look, Fox, I'll admit this is sketchy as hell, but it's also the best lead we're likely to find. If you want to follow up, plot a course to Bellerophon. The client will be waiting. The contract to meet our Canopian mystery client is ready for your review in the command center. Take a look when you're ready, Commander. Our mech... that's just, financial details. Okay, so this is actually a redo episode. The last video got a bit corrupted, and I wanted to just redo it. This is the story mission, and this is the main thing we're going to be doing. But there's other things I got to do in between, and in addition to that, I want to welcome 2 pilots.
Yes, Commander.
Trey Greypaws. So the way it's going to work is I will use your YouTube name in here, but I get to choose your call sign. You don't get to choose your nickname. So Trey Greypaws is... if you want me to change what you look like, just let me know. I could change a lot of... Let me spend your EXP.
Training complete.
I named him Tamer because he's a Pokemon fan. And then we also have Thomas Hicks, who I nicknamed Big Mac. And once again, if you want to be a pilot, let me know. I'm probably going to have a total of 10 pilots. And eventually, I'm going to fire these guys eventually. It does make things a little harder as these Ronin pilots are more experienced. But once everybody levels up, it'll be just the same.
Training confirmed, Commander.
So, yeah, that's going to be that. Anyways, I'm gonna jump cut to when I'm done. I need to run a few missions and customize my mechs before I'm ready for that story mission. And it's just gonna be a bunch of, like, you know, really cruddy easy missions, so nothing to write home about. Anyways, I'll see you then. Benefactor. In orbit, Bellephron. Lady Anna Maria Centrella, Mr. Oliveira, thank you for honoring my request to meet. I am Anna Maria Centrella. You've heard of my family, I'm sure. Lady Centrella, this is a surprise. I wouldn't expect a member of the Canopian royal family to even know who we are, let alone approach us in such a non-traditional manner. This isn't a traditional contract, and I don't need Comstar asking questions. Besides, there's no reason to involve the Mercenary Review Board. I already know that I want to hire you. Have I piqued your interest, Commander Fox? Let's get some context here. Comstar. Oh. Founded by Jeremy Blake, or Jerome, not sure which, after the Ameris Civil War, Comstar was created to preserve and maintain the Star League's vast communication network. With hyperpulse generator facilities on nearly every inhabited system in the Inner Sphere, its influence is felt everywhere. Thankfully, Comstar takes a strictly neutral approach to Inner Sphere politics. It takes no sides and offers no preferential treatment. Culturally, Comstar has lapsed from a corporation into a religious institution. In Blake's name, Comstar adepts perpetuate the belief that hyperpulse transmissions are a form of sacred magic that only they can control. The Mercenary Review Board. I think we already read about that. So we're gonna say, she asked, have I piqued your interest, Commander Fox? My interest? Sure, but I need to hear some details before I'm willing to commit to anything. Of course, Commander Fox, I'd expect nothing less. The job that I have for you is relatively simple. I need you to recover something from me, and I need it done quietly. In exchange for your services, I will pay down the interest on your rather sizable loans and buy you the breathing room you've been looking for. A fair deal, wouldn't you say? How do you know about it? You know what? It doesn't matter. Just tell us about what we're supposed to be recovering. This. Lady Centrella's image is replaced on the screen by a grainy photograph of an enormous grounded dropship. Ramshackle structures cling to it like barnacles. She's a derelict vessel, an Argo, one of the only two ever made. For over 200 years, she's been lying in this state on Axylus, a pirate moon in the heart of the frontier. I want her, and you are going to bring her to me. Yeah? And how exactly are we supposed to do that? I mean, that's a big ship, and she looks half cannibalized for parts. Look, you could see her ribs in the photo. I'm as enthusiastic about money as the next guy, but I'm a mech tech, not an aerospace engineer. I'll be damned if I can get that thing flying again. Relax, Mr. Vertinen. I have engineering staff on hand to attend to the Argo. Their leader, Dr. Farah Marad, has built quite a reputation for herself in the frontier. You'll find a jumpship waiting for you at Alloway. It'll carry you to the pirate moon, where you'll clear a path to the crash site. Dr. Marad and her team will go to work on the derelict, and you will protect them until the work is done. This should be well within your capabilities, Commander Fox, unless I've come to the wrong company, of course. I gotta use my background as a merchant guard here. I'm no stranger to protecting non-combatants. This job is well within our wheelhouse. Then I can see no reason why you shouldn't accept my offer. Do the job well enough, and there'll be more work waiting for you upon your return. Mr. Oliveira will never find you a better opportunity than the one I'm offering, Commander Fox. I can promise you that. She isn't wrong, Fox. We're looking for a lifeline, and I think this is as close as we're gonna get. I'm gonna say, let's be more optimistic. Okay, Lady Centrella, you've got yourself some mercenaries. Very good. I'll forward you the contract to Mr. Oliveira. Your reputation is well known within the Magistry, Commander Fox. I hope you live up to it. The contract for Lady Centrella's derelict recovery job is ready for your review in the command center. We should follow up when we think we're ready. Okay, so what I'm going to do is run some of these crummy missions, tune up my mechs a bit, because those story missions are a lot more difficult than a standard mission. I'll be back for when we launch it. All right, I have made my preparations, and we're going to head on to the story mission. So let's go ahead. First, we're going to have to travel there. And so, yeah, I did modify some of the mechs. In the original take of this, I showed the customizations, but it's pretty late at night, and I just want to make sure that I get the video done for tomorrow. So we'll talk more about customizations and why you make certain customizations and how the customization system works in a future episode. I got another pilot at the ready. So I believe our 3 pilots, I'll introduce all of our new pilots. They're going to be a little rough at first until they get enough missions to level up, especially compared to the starting guys, which I'm trying to replace. And yeah, you guys can tell me if you want me to further customize them. There are certain things I can't do. I can't change like the skull structure, so like if you've got like really sharp cheekbones or something, that's not something I can do anything about. But yeah, I could change stuff like hairstyle of the very limited number of hairstyles, facial hair, hair color, eye color, skin color, stuff like that. Alrighty.
Ready to go over financials whenever you are.
Alright, so we earned a bit of money, so we're still about $1 million, so even with that, we're doing okay. Let's see. Okay, let's not launch the contract yet. First, let's introduce our mech warriors. And probably, I'll leave these 2 Ronins here. So we've got...
Orders?
Big Mac. If you want me to, like I said, if you want me to change them, I can make some changes, and to the voice and whatnot, but... that's what we got. So, Thomas Hicks is Big Mac. And remember, I get to choose your call sign. Your YouTube name goes here.
Ready for orders.
Introducing Congrexus Prime, a fellow State of Decay YouTuber. It sounds like his favorite battle mech was the Mad Cat, also known as the Timber Wolf. So, I chose Mad Cat as his call sign, which... the mech does exist at this point in time, but no one knows of it except for the clan. So no one in the Inner Sphere even knows of the existence of the Mad Cat.
Waiting for orders.
And Trey Greypaws, who I've named Tamer since he is a Pokemon fan. So anyone else who wants to join in, just say you want to be added as a pilot in the pinned comment. If you don't put it in the pinned comment, I could easily miss it. And yeah, let's go ahead and launch this mission. Commander, I'm setting course for Lady Centrella's jumpship. It's strange, though. It's taking us to... this moon it's taking us to, Axylus, doesn't appear on any of my maps, which leads me to wonder, where exactly are we going and how do they intend to get there? Several hours later, uncharted space. Well, that was one hell of a rough ride. My stomach is still doing somersaults. That's because those crazy bastards use a pirate point to get us here. If we'd suffered a misjump, our sour stomach would have been the least of your concerns. The leopard could have gotten irreparably mangled. We could have been irreparably mangled. The cautionary holovids that showed us at the academy was the stuff of nightmares. Let's see this. Pirate jump point. Non-standard jump points that exist inside a system's proximity limit. Pirate jump points, or pirate points for short, are hellishly difficult to navigate because they tend to be much smaller than standard jump points, and are also subject to the effects of planetary gravitation. As a result, the odds of suffering a misjump when attempting to use a pirate jump point is high. When exactly did you realize that Centrella's jumpship crew was planning on doing this? As we were on our approach to dock with the jumpship, it was way out of position to use any legitimate jump point. Putting 2 and 2 together, I could guess at what they were trying to do. Here's the million C-bill question, Meyer. Why didn't you say anything about this before we jumped? Because it wouldn't have mattered if I had. We couldn't afford to turn this job down. Given the situation, I figured that ignorance was probably bliss. We'll talk about it later, Meyer, but for now, what's done is done. We're here, and that's money, and there's money to be made. Let's focus on the task at hand. The Argo's crash site is here, smack dab in the middle of a pirate stronghold. The ship, the stronghold, and everything around it belong to a self-styled bandit queen called Grim Sibyl. Her gang is the closest thing that Excellus has to a ruling council. Grim Sibyl? Is that supposed to be scary? It sounds like the kind of name you'd choose out of a hat. What do her defenses look like? They're patchy at best. I don't think that Axylus gets a lot of visitors. They have strong anti-air cover, but little in the way of ground defenses. I'm seeing a lot of vehicles, but battle mech activity looks light. Define light battle mech activity. What are we talking about exactly? I can't put an exact number on it. All I have are surface scans to go on. From what data I do have, I'd expect the pirates to be able to field a full lance of light battle mechs, all of them in poor repair. There are mixed reports of something bigger. That'll be Grim Sybil's mech, and I don't have any information on the tonnage or armament. But given the shape of everything else on Axylus, I imagine it's being held together by chewing gum and balling wire. What else do you have on Grim Sybil? Before today, I'd never heard of her. Yeah, I hadn't either. Centrella's intel says that Grim Sybil mostly stays put on Axylus, but she's got at least a dozen pirate games operating under her banner, so she must have at least something going for her. Sybil's bio is pretty sparse. There's not a lot of meat in there. Just a note about how she came under Lady Paula Trevelyan, the pirate queen of Tortuga's dominion. I guess that's impressive, having personal connection to Lady Death and all. The Tortuga Dominions. A bandit kingdom made up of an entire system of planets in the periphery. The Tortuga Dominion's ruthless raids are a thorn in the side of both the Federated Sons and the Taurian Concordat. Lady Death. Paula Trevelyan was born in the pirate kingdom of the Tortuga Dominions and rose through the ranks to become supreme leader of its legions in 3015. Her reputation for bravado and cruelty inspires devotion in her followers as much as it does fear in her enemies. Lady Death. Really? I swear, man, these pirate names are killing me. What do you expect, Yang? They're pirates, not poets. Their only real job requirement is a willingness to kill for money. Yeah, I guess that's true. Fair enough. Is there anything else of interest on that file, Darius? Don't leave us in suspense. Well, it looks like Trevelyan and Sybil had a falling out. That's not surprising, given the Pirate Queen's track record. Sybil managed to survive somehow. Good on her. And she's been living on Excellus ever since. The rest of the reports are just a rap sheet. Apparently our Bandit Queen has racked up an astonishing number of kills over the years, mostly against merchants and freighter crews, but kills all the same. She likes to get her hands dirty, and she knows her way around a battle mech. That's all I've got. So the pirates have vehicles, turrets, and maybe a few battle mechs. Got it. Keep going. The entire structure is guarded by radar-guided anti-aircraft guns. Your first task will be to take down the radar tower so that Sumire has a direct approach to the derelict. After you've secured the crash site, she'll dock with the Argo and drop off the engineering team. And then they'll miraculously get a 200-year-old flying wreck flying again. A 200-year-old wreck flying again. Lady Centrella has bet a massive stack of C-bills that they will. For what it's worth, I believe that her chief engineer can pull this off. I'd never heard of Dr. Farah Moran before Lady Centrella mentioned her, but I did some digging after our meeting. She was telling the truth. The doc has quite a reputation. It's supposed to be some kind of frontier engineering wonderkind, and a genius at bringing dead ships back to life. I guess we'll have to find out, won't we? For better or for worse? Yeah. I'll leave it to you, Fox. Good hunting on the moon's surface. I'll be keeping an eye on you from up here. Well, here we go. So, I leveled up our guy's aim as much as I could, because that's the main thing I care about. This is on a lunar battlefield, which means this is one of the harder battlefields. There's no cover, typically, because there's no plants or anything. Sometimes you can take cover in wrecked buildings, but not often. But worst of all is, because there's no atmosphere, it's very hard to get rid of your heat. So I'm going to be, instead of piloting my Blackjack, I'm going to be taking control of the Shadowhawk, because we're going to need me in there since I've got the best defenses, and the Shadowhawk is going to be leading the attack. At any rate, here we go. Skull level 1.5, the hardest mission, and the first real mission. Big Mac, Tamer, Mad Cat, we're going in. Hopefully we can get out of this without taking too much damage. That would be a bit of a setback for sure if our mechs get really banged up. Having to replace like destroyed limbs and weapon systems, especially when we don't have a lot of a potential like a large laser. Like if the Vindicator loses its large laser, I don't have a replacement, I don't think. Anyways, objectives. Destroy the radar towers to bring down Grim Sybil's anti-aircraft guns. Proceed to the Argo's crash site, and then defend against Grim Sybil's pirates while Dr. Morad's team restores power to the derelict. A self-appointed bandit queen has taken possession of the Argo, a derelict dropship and relic of the Starleague era. We believe it belongs in more suitable hands, namely ours. You will drop on Axylus, shut down the pirates' anti-aircraft capabilities, and hold out while our engineers bring the Argo back to life. This seems straightforward enough, but be careful, Fox. We don't know what you're going to find down that moon, and we've had enough surprises already. Oh, need some Mountain Dew.
Command interface initiated.
Welcome to Axylus, Commander. It's every bit as charming as you'd expect a pirate-occupied moon to be. You'll find Grim Sabil's radar station just ahead. Defenses appear to be limited to turrets and ground vehicles for the time being, at least. We know that Grim Sabil has at least one lance of battle mechs to be ready for anything. Be careful of the pirates' turrets as you make way into your base. They pack a nasty punch. They can also sensor lock onto your mechs. Aim for the turret generator, and that'll be the fastest way to neutralize the threat. After the pirates' radar stations are down, you'll be clear to proceed to the Argo. Good hunting, Commander. Knock out their radar cover, crush any pirate resistance, and secure us that derelict. Okay, step one. Let's tune down the speed. Alrighty, let's get going. Let's go at the speed of our slower mechs. So I'll have, Also, I cranked up the graphics on the weapon effects. Hopefully it doesn't interfere with, the recording. Like, I can handle, my computer can handle the game at maximum graphics, but when I start recording, I've noticed that it gets a little sketchy, so I wanted to get, like, the most important things to look good, which are the weapons. We'll see how it goes, though. So, I'm out of line of sight here, so I'm gonna wait. I want to see, because here's the turret generator right here, and this turret's in the way. Normally I would just go straight for the turret generator, but in this case,
Waiting for orders.
I think it's a good idea to actually remove this turret because it's so far ahead of the generator.
No one else singing this. Wake up, you idiots! We've got company!
Driving giant battle mechs. We can't fight against them.
Any more objections? Good. Get out there and fight!
Well, that's a good sign. He said that we're piloting giant battle mechs. That means that we definitely have bigger battle mechs than they do. And these mechs aren't even that big.
Orders?
Let's not go too far up. I don't want to... Since these guys already moved, I want to be able to take the generator down in one stroke. And if this guy moves up, he's going to get exposed.
Yes, Commander.
Same thing, I'm gonna skip my first turn. We got a vehicle, but it's going through rough terrain, so it's gonna be kind of a pain for it to... It's gonna have trouble getting to its objective.
Commander.
So it looks like, once again, we can't quite get in range of the turret generator, so I don't want to show myself yet. I'm gonna brace and just creep forward.
On my way.
Alright.
Standing by.
And everyone is gonna brace, and we're just gonna basically pass our turn. Good. That worked just as I hoped it would.
Commander.
We'll pass our scout's turn. And that vehicle is still trapped in the rough terrain. Everything looks like it's going pretty much exactly the way I want it to. So let's now we can make our move and try to take out the turret generator before the turrets ever have a chance to shoot back.
Enemy detected.
I am going to shoot the turret generator.
Engaging target.
Almost destroyed it in one hit. Time to follow up with somebody else. Let's get, let's have our scout just ping it real quick to finish it off. All right, Mad Cat. All you gotta do is hit this. Got a 20% chance to miss, so don't miss.
Target acquired.
There we go. All the turrets are down. None of them got a shot on us.
Brought it down, Commander. Commander?
Now let's see if we can deal with these vehicles. Let's have you
Yep.
jump up here, and we'll see if we can't get rid of that vehicle. Okay, we're gonna overheat. Actually, no, we won't. We're right at our heat threshold. I just want to make sure this is dead, so even though this is insanely heat inefficient, I'm just gonna fire everything. Just to stop it from ever getting a shot back at us. And then I can have that mech cool off.
Well, that's one less vehicle.
You can see how much heat we're generating just because we're on the moon, too. It's like, it's crazy how much heat you generate. Okay, what do we got? What am I shooting at? A bulldog.
Moving to position.
That is a slightly bigger vehicle. Not sure if the double ACs will take it out, but we've got an 85% chance to hit, so let's try.
Target acquired.
Oh, man. Great shooting.
That vehicle is trashed.
All right, so all they've got is this one. It's a striker. It's a missile-carrying vehicle. Who's it going to shoot at, though? The perfect target to shoot at because it had high evasion, just took a few scratches.
What's up, boss?
I'm going to have him bash this guy in his booty because vehicles right here, you can see, weak against melee attack. Melee attacks are doubly effective against vehicles. Let's go ahead and do that. Might not finish it off, though, just because this mech has a really weak melee attack. Will the machine guns get it? Not quite. Looks like we will have to finish it off. Let's, I guess I will do it myself. I will squish him like a bug.
Attack.
And then I zap his body just because, a jerk.
Enemy unit destroyed.
I'm here.
Okay, so we've cleared the area of enemies. Now we got to destroy these buildings. Because these buildings don't shoot back and there's no enemies, I'm just going to use my energy weapons that don't consume ammo.
Affirmative.
Save ammo for the later stage of the battle.
Orders.
This guy needs to cool down. I don't even want to jump and risk an overheat.
Roger that. Digging in.
Let's get over here.
On my way.
I will use my machine gun ammo on that just because you get a ton of machine gun ammo. Not going to use my missiles, so I'm down to one medium laser. Gonna take a few extra turns to destroy these buildings, but I want my ammo.
I will be done.
There's nothing wrong with using ammo on buildings in the event that
I'm going.
you have a pressure on you, like if it's really important to destroy those buildings immediately, then yeah, sure, feel free to
What do you need?
throw some ammo at it. Okay, now that he's cooled off a bit, we can jump down. We definitely cannot fire all these weapons. I'll just shoot the large laser on its own.
Receiving you. Locked on.
Spraying the building up. Now I should be able to get close enough to use my small laser. That might be enough to finish it off. There we go.
Engaging target.
You can tell the different lasers by their color. Medium laser is green, small laser is red, and large laser is blue.
I'm your spaniel. Rolling.
They've changed the colors periodically. There was a time where all of the standard lasers were red, and you had to tell which was small, medium, large based on how wide the lasers were. But
do this all day.
red, blue, and green, that's like the traditional one. Like back in the day of like MechWarrior 2, they were always red, blue, and green. Okay, so we've deactivated the anti-aircraft guns, and so now we're going to regroup.
Onward. Moving out.
Let's speed things up a little bit. So before we begin the next stage of it, what I want to do now is like give all my battle mechs a chance to catch up because we're currently not pressed for time.
Moving to position.
Heading out.
Ready for orders. Acknowledged.
Move order received.
Okay, let's move over here, over here,
Rolling.
over here,
Got it.
over here.
Roger.
Okay, we're back in formation, and it's time to go in. This is the next stage of the area. And I need to make sure I'm leading the attack in the Shadowhawk so that I can take the damage and distract the enemies. As I said, there's no cover, but it works against the enemy too. There's no cover for the enemy, so everyone is going to take full damage unless I use morale abilities or manually guard, which means I would skip shooting. The crash site's secure. Sumire, you've got a clear approach path to the derelict. 2 steps ahead of you, XO. Watch out, Commander. I'm coming in hot. A long landing. Okay, there we go. The package is delivered, XO. I'm taking the Leopard to a safe distance before the pirates can get their guns running again. Roger that. Myers, Dr. Murad, your team is cleared to enter the derelict. I hear you, Mr. Oliveira. We're making our way inside now.
All right, people, you know what to do. Marines, clear the ship of pirates.
With pleasure, Dr. Murad.
Here comes the pirate counterattack. Too far, they're out of our sight, but here they are as radar contacts. 2 battle mechs in a vehicle. 3 battle mechs. Let's see, no better detail on them. But our intel said they're probably a light lance.
Commander?
Let's see what we're dealing with. I'm going to send Mad Cat up to reveal them. Hopefully he'll be going so fast that
No shooting, just running.
they won't be able to get a good shot on him. What are we dealing with? Oh, we revealed another contact in the back. Okay, so they've got a Locust and they've got a Galleon. Interesting. If that's a light mech, that has to be a light mech. Yeah, these are all light mechs. Oh, a Jenner. The way I know is because they get to go ahead of our medium mechs. If they're going ahead of our medium mechs, then they're light mechs. They're taking some shots at us, but our evasion is high enough that they're not getting any clean hits. The Jenner is pretty dangerous. I do want to try to bring it down as quickly as possible. However, the Jenner does have heat problems, which is really going to be tough. It's going to be rough for it on the moon. So this Shadowhawk has been reconfigured to be more close combat oriented, so I have no problem approaching the target a bit more. Or I could go over here. I think I'm going to go right here. I mean, I want them to actually have kind of a shot on me. Yeah, let's go right here. And if they want to come any closer, they'll have to go through this rough terrain right here, which will slow their movement down. So I'm going to activate this morale ability. Here's our morale bar right here. I'm going to spend some of it, and that allows me to activate my defenses, 40% defense, and I still get to shoot. Interesting. These aren't really great shots, but neither is the other one. This one is slightly improved, but this is the threat here. This Jenner has a lot of firepower. Oh man, I got his arm. So he loses 2 of his lasers, because that's where his arm... He has 4 lasers, 2 in each arm. So that's actually super good. He lost a lot of firepower there. What are you guys gonna do? Vehicle too far in the back to begin attacking yet. Oh, I got a pretty clean shot here. Look at this. Yeah, it looks like this is about as good as my shot's going to get.
Moving
to position.
It's not a bad shot. I'll take it. So let's go with all of our weapons. We got about a 50%, 45 with the medium laser, 60%, so basically 50%. So I guess on average we should expect to hit with 2 and miss with 2. That would be about average. And look how heat efficient. This is on the moon where everyone else was getting smoked by their heat. And that's because this is a heat efficient redesign from the original Blackjack. But here we go. Let's see if we can get any money on it. Oh, we hit with both of the AC-5s, which is our main weapon, so that's good. I think we got one of his side torsos and his leg.
Critical hit.
Here comes the Galleon. I don't think you're going to have a sight on anybody, though. I don't think you're going to have a shot. Yeah, so he didn't get to shoot at us. This thing has 14 structure left on the center torso, meaning it's not unreasonable to believe that we could launch a few missiles at it and take it out. I'll try it.
On it.
This is an obstructed shot, so we're going to take an aim penalty. I'll throw 1 medium laser in. I'll throw 2 medium lasers. Yeah, I'll throw 1 medium laser in.
Taking the shot.
Can we get him? Ah, ha, ha. Excellent shooting. We got him.
Dr. Murad, the pilots have Alpha Squad pinned down in the Argo's main hallway. Bravo Squad is holding the door to engineering, but you better hurry up.
Sergeant? Talk to me.
I wonder if they've forgotten about my scout over here. I'm gonna go check out what the heck this vehicle is.
Let's move.
This mech is really fast. It's getting a move. A Scorpion, interesting. That thing has to go. It's got that AC-5, which is probably the strongest individual weapon they've got. Alright, Locust, what are you planning to do? Took a few shots at me, but 40% damage resistance carrying me. I think I'm just going to exchange fire with them right here because we got this nice rocky terrain that they don't want to cross. And I'm going to shoot at the guy behind them because look at this aim. It's over 75% on everything. This should be great shots. Hit. Everything hit. All 6 of... Oh, no!
Destroyed.
Goes down before he could do anything. This guy can't get a shot like this. They're getting screwed by this mountain right here. Like, they just cannot get a shot on him.
Ready for orders.
Okay, we need to take this guy out, I guess. Can I get an angle on him? Now it looks like I gotta get a little closer. Let's see. This is pretty good, actually.
On my way.
This way, it is an obstructed shot, but we're still 80%. And I'm pretty sure that it means that if that thing tries to shoot at my Vindicator, it'll also have an obstructed shot. Excellent shooting. And we are thinning them out.
Vehicle down.
Don't send a bunch of, like, poorly maintained vehicles against these battle mechs. Let me see. Am I in proper range? Yes, so it's just that thing is really hard to hit. So let's just go ahead and take some pot shots at him.
Acknowledge.
Oh, no! Oh, man, he caught him with a one-hit KO in the center torso.
Come in, Doctor.
A little busy. The pirates are dead. But so are half of my engineers. It's an unholy mess in here. Bodies everywhere.
Can you get the ship flying again? I need an update.
Look, do you want me to talk or do you want me to fix the damn ship? You do your job, I'll do mine.
Okay, we're gonna try to get through the rear armor on this. All right, man, kid, I know you're not in a combat-focused mech, but can you finish this? Can you kill this guy?
Got it.
Oh my god, our team is just... What are we doing?
One
The
for the
madman. Alright, so we've thinned out the wave. Let's form ranks again, I guess. Right here looks like a good place.
I'm your spaniel.
Copy that.
Roger that.
We're doing really good. We're actually doing better this time than in the last time that I recorded this. My voice is getting a little hoarse, though, from having to read the dialogue twice. You think you're gonna steal my ship, you little miserable scrub? Nobody steals from Grim Seville. I'm gonna carve you like a roasted pig. That's a big mech. Yeah, but it's in terrible condition. Concentrate your fire and you should be able to take it. This is a 65-ton or a 60-ton. I can't remember. It's a heavy mech, though. It's a quick draw. Fortunately for us, the quick draw is really bad at... let's let them... I want them to go first.
Roger that.
I'll let them come to me. The good news is that the quick draw is not good at outer space missions like this because it has trouble with heat. Like, the mech heats up very quickly. Okay, I'm gonna send in the Locust at maximum speed. Let's go around this way.
On my way. Double time.
They got a Shadowhawk? That's the Shadowhawk. That's the quick draw, so I'll go right over here. And let's see what's going on. The Shadowhawk has 50% of its repair job, so it's in a it's not in great shape, but it's serviceable. Its back is turned to me? No, it's not. That's a lie. Okay. Yeah, sure. I'll take a shot at it. So I'm gonna bring my defenses up by spending some resolve.
Engaging target.
Oh, good. I got a hit on it. A solid shot for a 65% chance to hit. 50% chance? I mean, we can do it anyways. There's no harm in shooting.
Onward.
Hit one, miss one.
Taking the shot.
Oh, no! He got an ammo. He got a lucky hit on him. Critical hit ammo, and he had an ammo explosion. Oh my god. That is insanely that is insanely unlucky. For them, at least. I'm gonna run over here and reveal their mech.
Affirmative.
There it is. It must have jumped up there. I don't know how else it would be there. I'm not moving. I'm gonna let that. I'm not gonna shoot it while it's up there and guarding. I'm gonna let it make a move. I guess you just want to stay up there. Oh. I guess they were bound to have some good luck, but wasn't enough to get through the armor. That's fine. Time to move forward. There's no cover up there. I mean, there's no cover anywhere. But that means we get full damage on the target. Here we go. Let's begin. So this is also a very heat... it's a heat-efficient build. We're firing almost all of our weapons, and we're barely generating any heat. Hit with most of it. I think we missed with one of the 6 missiles.
Standing by.
Pretty clean shots, 70% on each. Let's see what we can do.
Affirmative.
Got its arm.
Solid connection on that one.
Receiving you.
I want to stay behind the Shadowhawk. So let's, even though I could close the distance and engage with the 3 medium lasers, I'm not going to.
Roger.
A great shot. Hit with just about everything. Lost one of the jump jets, so the jump distance will be reduced. Let's get you out of here temporarily.
Roger that.
This mech is really fragile, so a lucky shot will still do a lot of damage to it. Are you going to come down, or are you going to stay up there the entire battle? Alright, I'm going to let him move again. It is a heavy mech, so they have initiative too, so we got to reserve twice. Nope, looks like you just want to stay up there. Oh! Raining missiles over here.
Damage minimal.
But that's okay, we're still good. How far can I jump? Pretty far. Gonna tank up with vigilance, and I'll take another shot.
Engaging target.
Got the left torso. Got a little bit of everything there with the missile.
Enemy mech. Critical damage.
You know, I wonder if we might give this a try at salvaging this mech. Maybe if we can knock it down a timer. Okay, yeah, why don't we try that?
Affirmative.
Alright, I'm gonna try and surround this mech and see if we can
For orders.
get a cleaner salvage on it.
Roger.
Okay, I'm gonna let the enemy mech move. What are you gonna do? Shoot at me again? Okay, that's fine. I can take it.
Damage minimal.
That's perfect. I got a great angle on the side of the mech. So right here, I think. Gonna tank up to continue resisting its damage.
Engaging target.
The reason we want to hit the side is because I want to avoid hitting the mech's center torso.
Enemy mech. Critical damage
Orders.
detected.
Blackjack's coming up next. If we shoot from the side, we're mainly going to hit the leg, the arm, and the side torso. And we'll leave the center torso alone. Let me not hit it too hard. Right torso, right arm destroyed.
Cobra strikes.
That should be another injury. How's its center torso looking? A little beat up, so we want to be a little careful. So we only have 2 options at this point. We can't knock it over, except by hitting one of the legs.
Good to go.
But I'm just gonna brace.
Receiving you. Aye, aye.
I think what we're gonna have to do is disable both of its legs. Unless the pilot is knocked out by when it falls over this time. Because we just hit 2 injuries on it because of destroying both of the side torso. So here, let's try it again. I'm actually gonna jump up here and say hello.
Engaging jump jets.
Let's see if I got too close or not. Or the angle is... Oh, the angle's perfect, actually. Okay, this leg has 21. So I'm going to shoot 1 medium laser, and I'm going to be using a... I'm going to use a precision strike, which is going to raise my odds of hitting the leg to 48%. Nope. Didn't get the leg. Fortunately, I only shot 1 medium laser, which means that although I did hit the torso, we didn't hit it too hard. Same thing. We're gonna shoot 1 medium laser.
Firing.
Nope. Hit center torso again. It's all random chance, so
I'm receiving you.
don't always get what you want.
I'm going.
Let's try again. The center torsos take... Oh, we hit the cockpit on that one, so that's actually really good. We're going to use one medium laser again.
Target confirmed.
Got the leg. Is this enough?
Reporting critical hit.
It's going over. The pilot fell unconscious from too many injuries. That means we can get a full salvage on it because the core is still intact. Well, most of the core and the legs are intact, which means we should get 3 pieces of it. Get your lance to the Argo commander. I'm just about done. Oops. There we go.
Engaging jump jets.
Got to get everybody on. Let's speed it up a little bit.
Move order received.
Rolling.
And the pirates are clear, and now we just need to get everybody on board to extract. Man, we're going to be raking in some stuff here, boys.
I'm going.
Oh, we did better than the first one. It's done. I can't believe it. It really worked. The engines are online, and I have thrust control. Go now. Celebrate later. Roger that. Hang on, Commander. For the first time in 2 centuries, this beast is gonna fly.
Mission successful.
Oh, take a soda after that one. Okay, so... Mission report first. Your performance was exemplary, Commander. I'll be certain to ensure the upper echelons of Magistracy High Command hear about your skills. So the, all success, we're gonna get paid 1.1 million C-bills. Minimal damage. Nothing that requires payment. No one was injured. 1,500 EXP each. Gonna get some upgrades. Everyone did decently. Wow, Big Mac was slaying. Look at that. Oh, well, he's in my blackjack. Of course he's slaying. He's in my, he's the damage dealer of the group, so that makes sense. But, everyone did their job. Even the scout, even Congrex's Prime, Mad Cat, got a kill, so... Everyone did really, really good. All of the battle mechs performed... They performed the roles that I wanted them to, so really good. Yes, I get 3, so 1, 2, 3. All 3 pieces of the quick draw, so we're about to get our first... Yeah, so there it is, 60 tons. So we're about to get our first 60-ton heavy mech. 60-ton is the lowest, the lightest of the heavy mechs. I'm going to need to customize it pretty extensively. One, because when you piece a mech together... Because it says right here, you have 0 out of 3. Well, that's 1, 2, 3. When I rebuild it, it's not going to come with its weapons, because remember, that was the rule I included. If you are playing an unmodified campaign, it would come with a full complement of weapons, so I'm going to need to recustomize it. But even if it came with its weapons, I would have to redesign it anyways, just because the mech runs way too hot. It has to skip too many turns cooling down, so... Alright, so let's see, what is the random loot? Because we get 3 loot that we get to pick, but then we get... an extra, 12. An extra 12 random loot. So we got a piece of the Locust, the AC-5, a large laser. That's great. I need all of these. I need an AC-5. I need that. Machine gun, SRM-2. So the rest of this is kind of whatever, but the AC-5 and the large laser are very nice. Definitely a highly lucrative mission. Okay, anytime now. Please. In exile, high orbit, Alloway. Lady Anna Maria Centrella, you've done excellent work, Commander Fox, and you've earned yourself an opportunity to do more. Meet your real client. I don't believe she needs an introduction. I'm happy to see you again, Fox, or should I say, Commander. You've done well for yourself. The old man would be pleased. It must come as a shock to you, seeing us here at Alloway, seeing us at all. I apologize for that, but I had to be sure that you were the mech warrior I remembered before reaching out to you. And now, with the Argo on its way to Leerton for repairs, I know you are everything I remember and more. Leerton. A system in the Aurigan frontier, Leerton was formerly a Capellan garrison world. Lost after the Second Secession War, the population of Leerton is spread across 3 tropical moons of the system's large gas giant. Each moon is independent, and civil conflict between the moons makes the system a tense and dangerous place. We're gonna say... I can't believe you're standing here. The entire region is convinced you're dead. She was dead. Lord Madeira, too. I'm sorry, Lady Arano, but the news feeds ran footage of your dropships getting blown out of the sky on loop for months. That wasn't her dropship. The broadcasts of her death were directorate propaganda. Well-crafted lies to keep the masses in line. If you don't understand what they mean by that, basically, they just took video footage of any old dropship getting destroyed, of people trying to escape Coromadir, and then they just slapped on, oh yeah, that was Kamea's dropship in the news, since, you know, they own the propaganda. And with that, Kamea, I'll leave you to your reunion. Best of luck with your negotiations, and keep me apprised of whatever decision you come to. If you don't know who this is, well, of course you don't know who this is. Lady Anna Maria Centrella. Well, in particular, she's a Centrella. That means she's the ruler of the Magistry of Canopus. Canopus is unique for being a matriarchy. I think it's the only one of its kind, meaning that only women are allowed to run for office. It's kind of like... Canopus is kind of like Amsterdam. It's a city where kind of like anything goes, you know. Any consensual act, any substance... it's very libertarian, in other words. Like, you know, anything goes as long as you're not doing something illegal, basically, or something that infringes on another person's rights. That is what the Magistry of Canopus is known for. Lady Centrella's face winks off the Lady Centrella's face winks off of the view screen. The dull blue glow of her hollow projection slowly dies away. Lady Centrella was right about the propaganda, Fox. My uncle's directorate is run on lies, though in this case, they very nearly became true. The directorate's assassins pursued us into the frontier. In the months following the coup, we had more than our share of close calls. Eventually, they gave up looking for us, and we've been living in exile ever since. Where have the two of you been hiding for the past 3 years? As far from directorate space as we could without leaving the frontier, a miserable little ball of rock called Zathras. It was a nasty, brutish planet full of interscene strife and bloody turmoil. There were power struggles and mad nobles, plagues, and zealots in holy wars. Ah, so you're saying it was a typical frontier world? More or less. Living on Coromadir, I've heard stories of the problems that many frontier systems face, but I was detached. I never saw how rough life outside the Aurigan Coalition could get. My uncle's coup changed everything, Fox, including me. The Aurigan Coalition. The Aurigan Coalition is an interstellar state in the Aurigan reach of the rimward periphery bordering both Capellan and Taurian space. Growing out of a trade partnership in the mid-29th century, the Aurigan Coalition was formally established in 2910 by High Lady Kiona Arano. In the past 100 years, the Coalition has grown from 4 systems to a total of 23. If you're wondering why there's so much reading, it's because this game was crowdfunded. Or I think it was partially, yeah, it was crowdfunded. So they did not they chose to spend their money mainly on, you know, like the graphics and the gameplay, and they put voice acting where they could. You add Centrella, send us after the Argo. I'd like to know why. In part, as a test of your abilities, to make sure that your performance on Coromadir wasn't a fluke. Our experience in the coup has taught us to be careful, Commander Fox. We couldn't just reach out to you on faith. But the Argo herself is important as well. She isn't just a ship, Fox. She's a symbol of reclamation and rebirth and a return of better days. What she means by that is that this ship is an extremely rare Star League ship. And just seeing a Star League ship it makes people think of the golden age of humanity's zenith, as many considered the Star League to be the apex of what we had achieved. You'll see yourself soon enough. She was a majestic vessel once, a true product of the Star League under Dr. Murad's care. She will be again. We already read about the Star League. Okay, you've made it off Coromadir and you've found me. Let's talk about why. I imagine you've already guessed. I intend to seek justice for my uncle's crimes. I intend to take my throne back, but I can't do it without you. We have the resources, an army drawn from all across the frontier. Perhaps most importantly, we have the patronage of Lady Centrella and the tacit support of her government. That means money. A great deal of money. The Magistry is bankrolling you now, huh? Unofficially, yes, using Lady Centrella as an intermediary, the Magistry sees Kamea's claim to the throne as an asset worth paying for. They want to see the Directorate dealt with, but it isn't in their interest to do it themselves. They'd prefer to keep their own hands clean. The Rimward Periphery is a powder keg, Fox. Tensions between the Taurian Concordat and the Federated Suns are high, and my uncle's military posturing could be viewed as a provocation by either side. If open conflict between superpowers were to erupt, it'd be more difficult for anyone to remain neutral. The Magistry wants to avoid getting dragged into a major war. So the Federated Suns and the Taurians, they border each other, which is why... and also... remember that the 5 great houses are very imperialistic. The Taurian Concordat is not one of the 5 great houses, but they're also really known, I mean, it's in their name, Taurian, bullish, they're very stubborn. And your House Centrella's best hope for a clean solution. They fill our war chest, you remove the Directorate from the board, and the Magistry lets tensions between the Federated Suns and the Taurians simmer down on their own. Am I reading the situation correctly, Lady Arano? Correctly enough, Mr. Oliveira, but understand that this isn't just about diffusing a dangerous situation. For me, taking on the Directorate is personal. My uncle betrayed me. The Founding Council has been reduced to a handful of powerless figureheads. Our very identity has been cut away and discarded. House Espinosa is long overdue for a reckoning, and with your help, I will bring them one. Join me, Fox, and we won't fail. Let's see, the Founding Council. A ruling council comprised of the 7 heads of the 7 founding houses of the Arigan Coalition. Prior to the fall of the Arigan Coalition, because now it's the Arigan Directorate, the Founding Council consisted of Lady Kamea Arano, Lord Santiago Espinosa, he's the guy who took over, Lady Branca Madeira, this guy here is a Madeira. Let me get it back. Lord Henare Parata, Lady Samantha Gallus, and Lord Simon Corosis, and Lord Pierre Louis Decimus. With the rise of the Directorate, the power of the Founding Council has severely curtailed. House Espinosa. Forever vigilant. A founding house of the Arigan Coalition, currently ruled by Director Santiago Espinosa. The Espinosa House sigil is an ibex on a field of thorns. The ancestral seat of House Espinosa is Coromadir 5. House Espinosa staged the military coup on Lady Kamea Arano's coronation day, toppling the old Arigan Coalition and replacing it with a new authoritarian government, the Arigan Directorate. Okay, so I'm going to say, your cause is honorable, Lady Arano. If the price is right, I think we can do business together. You know, you know, we still got our debts to pay. So, you know, we have to be fiscally responsible. The price. Of course, Fox. Let's discuss your compensation. Pledge yourself to me, and I will buy your company's debts. All of them. You'll be free to travel and seek clients as you please, so long as you come to me when I call for you. And on that day that I reclaim my throne, your obligations to me will be forgiven, your debts wiped clean. Of course, you will also be paid for every battle you fight at our behest, at a rate that we feel quite generous, given the clientele that you're accustomed to. Thanks to House Centrella, we have money to burn. I don't like the thought of being some noble's pawn, but I also don't like being in hock to a bunch of loan sharks either. But this sounds like a pretty good deal to me, boss. I'm just saying. Let's be a little more optimistic this time. Deal. Let's go make Mastiff Montgomery proud. He would be. In truth, I feel that he's smiling down on us even now. I'll take my leave of you for now. I have an army to rally and preparations to make, but it won't be long before I contact you again, and when I do, I'll need you to be ready. Prepare yourself and your company, Fox. Our war is about to begin. Lady Arano just bought up all of our debt, Commander. That means no more banks restricting jump access. We can travel to a lot more systems now, but we should still steer clear of the major states. We don't want to make it look like we're going to cut and run. Good news, Commander. Once Doc Morad and her crew got that wrecked ship safely away, we found most of a Centurion in its cargo hold. It's not equipped for combat yet, but with a little love and attention, I think it could be returned to service. Swing by the mech bay to check it out and order a refit. Oh man, so we got ourselves a quick draw and a Centurion. Man, we made out of that like bandits.
That mech you wanted is
I mean, I guess we were killing the bandits, but... Yes, so we've got the Centurion CN9A, I believe that's the standard, the traditional Centurion model.
Is cleared for fighting.
And the quick draw, the 4G, and that is also, I believe, the traditional model. So we're out of space for battle mechs. We'll have to build more. So I got to put one into storage, and I'm going to put this thing into storage to make room for the quick draw. Let's take a look at our battle mechs. So here's our quick draw. No weapons on it. As you can tell, it's definitely a lot bulkier than some of these other mechs. Similar in height, but bulkier. And here's the Centurion. This is the mech that Raju Montgomery was using in the very beginning of the game. This is likely going to... What's going to probably happen is this guy is probably going to become our point mech, replacing this guy. So this guy's armor is going to go down. This guy's armor is going to go way up, and he's going to lead the battles. And then this guy's going to become either more of a close-range bruiser to try to flank and punch the crap out of people, or I will turn him into a more long-range... Because it's got 3 missile launchers, I definitely could do something with that. And with the AC-5, it could be an AC-5 and a missile launcher and basically help supporting us from long range. But we'll mess around with that. Let me organize. It's going to drive me nuts if they're not organized by weight. There we go. But yeah, so we can get another mech bay here and a third mech bay there eventually, but not right now. We're stuck with these ones. At any rate, I will customize these mechs. I'll level everybody up. Remember to leave in the comment section if you want to be a pilot. I'm going to have up to 10 pilots, I think, including myself. And yeah, that's going to be that. Hopefully my data doesn't get corrupted this time. At any rate, like this video if it was entertaining. Subscribe for future BattleTech content. And of course, remember that you don't have to be good to get good.